Well, good morning everybody. I hope you're doing really well. I just thought that I would start this video by showing you some cool stuff that I've got recently. So last night I went to an event here in Edinburgh. My friend Georgia, she works in PR, and she decided to create a new thing called the Suppers Club. And this is for creatives in Edinburgh to meet once a month. We have a dinner and we have someone to sponsor the event. So last night, Molton Brown was sponsoring the event, and I actually really love Molton Brown products. They're a really British fragrance house from London, and they do have some really beautiful fragrances. I've got quite a few of their things. So they were sponsoring the event last night. There were about 15 of us, some faces that I've seen before, some people who were new. But what I love about these things is that everybody's always so friendly and kind, and you have a great time. So thank you, Georgia, for inviting me. It was wonderful. Nathan came too. And I'll show you some of the things. Like I said in my last video, I like to collect these little things that I get from these events. So here is a little information. Can you see? Is it focusing? No, it's not focusing. There we go. The Suppers Club. A night of delicious dishes and a toast to the season ahead, celebrating the Captain Darling's first festive menu. So the Captain Darling is a restaurant in Edinburgh. Raising a glass with Molton Brown as we discover their latest gifting for winter 2025. So when we arrived at the Supper Club, we had a little glass of champagne and a little mingle, and then a wonderful lady from Molton Brown who works in the Edinburgh store gave a little masterclass in fragrance and about Molton Brown, which lasted for about 30 minutes. And I had to tell her after she'd finished how much I enjoyed the chat, because sometimes when I go to these events and you have to listen to a presentation or a speech, we all know they can be quite dull. But this lady, she was so passionate about fragrance and about her role, and she just made everybody captivated with her little masterclass. It was really interesting and fun. So we got to smell some of the Molton Brown fragrances, and we got to see how they appear on different skin. And this is something that I'm fascinated with. I've smelt fragrances before on somebody else and thought, wow, that is exquisite, I need to get it. And then when I put it onto me, it just doesn't have the same effect, and it's quite disappointing. And it's just the fact of the way our bodies are, the way our skin reacts, you know, what is inside of us that makes a fragrance what it is. So that was very fascinating. And then we sat down for our dinner. It was a Christmas dinner, so we had turkey. And it is my first Christmas dinner of the year, obviously. And so it's really got me in the mood of thinking about Christmas time, which I'm going to go on to a bit later on. I want your advice about my Christmas decorating this year. This will be my 7th time decorating my house for Christmas on YouTube. And I'm thinking of doing something a little bit different. I will talk about it later on. I want your advice, as always, because you're always the best people to advise me. But yes, I want to show you the gift bag that we got. So, we got a tote bag from the Captain Darling. This is a nice green tote bag. I love getting tote bags. They're so useful. I'm always hopping here and there, and so a tote bag is something wonderful to have. And the first thing that I love is this book. So this is called Edinburgh on a Plate, Food by Edinburgh's Finest Restaurants. And this was edited by Ferrier Richardson. So this is a really interesting book. I'm very honest, I don't go out to eat all that much. I'm not a huge foodie. For me, food is something that I have just as for energy and for fuel to keep me going throughout the day, but I'm not somebody who loves to try loads of different restaurants and likes to eat loads of different things. I'm quite boring when it comes to food, even though I do love entertaining at my house and going to dinner parties, but I'm not really a big restaurant person. So this is a great little book for me to look at, because whenever somebody asks me for restaurant recommendations, or I want to go to if I have guests coming from different parts of the UK or the world and they want me to take them to a restaurant, I never know where to go. So this will be a really useful guide for me to look through and find out about Edinburgh's food scene, which I'm not a hugely knowledgeable about. So that is a great one. Edinburgh on a Plate, Ferrier Richardson. And then we got, what else did we get in here? So then we got some gifts from Molton Brown. So this is a Molton Brown cracker. I'm yet to open it, so I don't know what is inside, and I don't really want to open it just now because this is quite a nice decoration, so I want to wait, and I think you need to open a cracker with somebody else. So I'm not going to open that. That will have to be a surprise. Then we got, this was one of my favourite gifts. I thought this was very cool. So this is Molton Brown, You Know Them, We Know gifting. So these are conversation starter cards, and I loved this. So at the dinner table last night, I opened these and we had a little go of this. So these are like playing cards, but on each one you have a conversation starter, and it was such a fun thing to do because some of them are quite funny and comedic, and then others are a little bit serious, and it just gives you a new dimension of conversation. So, what's a hidden talent you have that most people don't know about? That's one of them. I can't think of anything, I'm talentless. Is there a particular smell, sound or place that always reminds you of me? What's something you're really proud of but you don't get to talk about often? And this is one of the things that one of the cards that were there last night at the table, and we all answered this around the table. So it actually was one of those questions that became more poignant and a little bit more serious. But it was nice to have that extra layer of dimension. And as I was telling you, the lady who delivered the talk from Molton Brown, which I loved, she is called Jenna. And I'm sure she won't mind me telling you all this because she is on social media and she talks about it very openly. But it's not something that I knew. I've met Jenna once before. She's a lovely, lovely person. And this is the importance of things like these conversations, is that you get to learn things about people and you realise how amazing human beings are. So Jenna answered this question, what's something you're really proud of but don't get to talk about often? And she answered with that she lives every day with surviving illness. So she had cervical cancer a few years ago, and then recently she found out that she's got a brain tumour. And so this was quite shocking for everybody around the table because we didn't know. And Jenna is an amazing woman. She was telling us how having this brain tumour has completely changed her life. It's something, the brain tumour is still there. She's only 3 in 1 million people have this type of brain tumour, so it's completely rare. And there's a celebrity here in the UK, quite a famous lady called Davina McCall, and she has this same brain tumour. So Jenna was telling us that she met Davina and they've become friends now because this is such a rare brain tumour, they connect over it and they can share stories. So she was telling us about the fact that living with this brain tumour has made her opened her eyes to life and just how insignificant all the small things that we worry about. So for me, that was the highlight of my evening, getting to meet her again, learning about this incredible woman and the way that she navigates her life with grace and strength. And that is what these events are for meeting new people, for connecting, but also realising that as human beings, we all have our own stories and backgrounds, and that we're all just fighting through life, really, whatever your story is. And what I realised around the table is that everybody did have their own thing that they were dealing with, and that we all just need to be kind to each other. And I think that is a message that is lost a little bit sometimes. I think sometimes we all feel that we are battling against life, and that life can be harsh, but really most people just want to be understood and want to live a happy life. So I wanted to share that with you all because I thought it was a really poignant thing. So Molton Brown gave us this gift bag, I've yet to open it, so I'm going to do it right now here with you all. So let's do this. And what I love about Molton Brown is that they have the most beautiful packaging. I love the brown packaging, very of the moment, even though they've been using this colour for many years. And they have lovely ribbons that can go in my ribbon drawer. Let's open this up. Ooh, aha, beautiful. So, oh gosh, this is so divine. So last night we were mainly talking about their Christmas fragrance, which is this one, Mesmerizing Oud, Accord and Gold. Look how beautiful this packaging is, this beautiful, beautiful liquid. This gold liquid with all the gold pieces inside, tobacco coloured with all the gold pieces inside. And this is a very, very Christmassy fragrance, Mesmerizing Oud, Accord and Gold. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of this hand and body lotion onto my skin so that I can remember the fragrance, because it is so gorgeous. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Now, I am somebody who is obsessed with body lotions and hand creams. I use them all the time. My hands are very, very soft. That is gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. And she was telling us, Jenna was telling us, that the inspiration for this fragrance was the Middle East, Aladdin, Disney's Aladdin. And that's the kind of thing you get, a Christmas fragrance, but something totally unique, something alluring, something special, something that maybe a genie could deliver. But yeah, I really do love this. It would be very tempting to gift this to somebody else for Christmas, because this is a freebie, but I have to keep it for myself. I'm sorry, nobody's getting this from me. Maybe I'll buy you one, especially of your own, but I'm not giving mine set away. Beautiful. Mesmerizing Oud, Accord and Gold. So if you can get your hands on that, I would try it out. They do also the Eau de Parfum and the Eau de Toilette in this. Deep, rich, sparkling. Christmas in a bottle, but not in a way that you would expect. Something a little bit unique. So yeah, it was a lovely, lovely, lovely evening with Molton Brown, Georgia and the Suppers Club at the Captain Darling in Edinburgh. So I just thought that I would share that with you because I enjoyed it so, so much. So yes, I want to talk to you about Christmas decorating. So it is coming up to mid-November. What is the date? It's the 12th, and I always have to get my Christmas decorations done a little earlier than most people because I have to film for YouTube and get everything done in advance. So it's coming up to that time in the next 2 weeks where I will be getting out my decorations and I will be starting to decorate the house. Now, the thing that I wanted to talk to you about was about an idea that I've had for my Christmas this year. So you know, usually the first year that I moved to Edinburgh, the first year that I filmed for YouTube, I had a real Christmas tree, which I loved. And then the year after that, I moved into this house, and it was my first Christmas here, and I decided to get an artificial tree from Balsam Hill, and that is the tree that I've used for the last 5 years. It is a beautiful, beautiful blue spruce tree. It looks incredible for a faux tree, and it always looks so beautiful here. But I've been using it for the last 5 years, as I said, and I just fancied a change. And another thing is, because I've rearranged my living room, the bookcase that sits over in the corner, that is quite a big piece to move. It is heavy, and there's nowhere else for it to go for the Christmas period. On the opposite side of the room, I have my French console table, which is drilled into the wall. That can't be moved. So I'm thinking, the first thought was, it's quite difficult for me to put the tree over in that corner. That is the only place that it can go in this room. Because of the bookcase being there, it will be overly crowded. And on the 12th of December, I'm having a Christmas party here at my house, a Christmas cocktail party. About 50 people are coming, which is a lot to fit into this room, and having a big Christmas tree in the corner will take up even more space. And also, I'm going to get to the point, I wanted to do something a little bit chic, pared back this year. Nothing too pared back, because Christmas isn't about being pared back, but something different. So my idea was, on the round table here where Magnus the Blue Star Fern lives, I saw on Pinterest, I'm going to put a picture on the screen, a real Christmas tree in a white kind of Constant Spry pot sitting atop a round table. It looks very Scandinavian, quite elegant, and I just thought, wow, that is chic, beautiful, something different, something I've never done before, a kind of pared back Christmas, but something that could be very, very beautiful. And so I'm thinking of doing that, and I want your opinion about it. What do you think about me having a beautiful white ceramic pot on top of my grey table with a real Christmas tree? And one of the things that I've been put off by in the past about having a real tree is the mess of all the needles, about me having to try and get it up the stairs when it's time to get rid of it. But the beauty of having a smaller tree in a pot is that I can clean the needles off the table, the hard table, with a dustpan and brush or a vacuum cleaner, and I can keep it topped up with water, so it's likely to stay alive much longer than a big tree in the home. So I just think this could be a great idea. And then I was thinking I could go to town in the rest of the room. I want to have some beautiful wreaths for above the fireplace. I can have the mantle, really go big with the mantle. I was thinking about maybe getting my local florist, Broughton Street Flowers, to come and make me a beautiful mantelpiece decoration that goes all along and then down the floor. And then I could have, I've seen on Pinterest as well, beautiful white bowls with moss on top, and then really thin, elegant white taper candles stuck inside, and they glow with the candlelight. So this idea that I found on Pinterest, I went down a rabbit hole of kind of Swedish decor, got me very, very excited, and I think that I'm going to do that this year. So yes, it's early to talk about it, but not that early. Everywhere I go in Edinburgh, Christmas is just everywhere, but I wanted to have your opinion. You know I appreciate your opinion so much. I've asked for it for the last 6 years, and I do appreciate all of your guidance and thoughts. And actually, what tends to happen when I ask for advice, in the comments that you leave here, I come up with things that I would never have thought about. So I really do appreciate your thoughts and your advice on these things. So yes, please let me know what you think. I think this could be a lovely, lovely thing to do, something different. And the beauty of Christmas is that it's not like it's my wedding or an event that's only going to happen once in my lifetime. We get to do it every year. So if it isn't that great and it doesn't turn out to be something special, next year I can revert to the same old decor that I had before. But I just thought I want to try something else. And as Martha Stewart says, if you're through changing, you're through. So I think I'm going to do that, but I wanted to have your opinion. Oh, and I also wanted to show you 2 other things. I've got them right here. So I quite like beautiful bags, well-made bags. I've only got one bag. It's a YSL Yves Saint Laurent black handbag, and I bought it last year as a Christmas present to myself because I was travelling a lot with Nathan and I didn't really have a lovely bag to put my laptop in. I'm going to grab it so you can see. Yeah, so this is my YSL bag. I've had this for a year. It is a perfect bag because it goes so well if you wear navy blue, if you wear black like I am today, if you wear grey. It just goes with everything. And it perfectly fits my laptop. Got my passport in here. And it's just been a really, really great bag. So this is the only bag that I have that is kind of expensive and luxury, but I took a long time to decide on this bag. I went to the store a few times and it just turned out to be the best bag. And in fact, one of the less expensive ones compared to others that I've been looking at. So that is a bag that I really enjoy. So another bag that I was thinking of getting for myself, I wanted a smaller bag that goes crossbody or that you can hold in your hand just to carry maybe a camera, a wallet, something for walking around town, not necessarily a big bag like this one. And I went into Gucci with Nathan a few months ago, and they have this beautiful bucket bag. I'm going to put that on the screen as well and show you, and I absolutely loved this one. But I decided not to buy it and try, because one of the things that I like to do is I like to see if I'm actually going to use something before I buy it. And a lovely thing that happened the other day, I was in Mango, which is one of my favourite stores, high street stores, and they had a brown bag and a black bag that was very similar to this bucket bag from Gucci. So I bought both of them, and here they are. So this is the brown version, and this is the black version. These are £45 each, and they are quite similar to the Gucci bag. I mean, the Gucci bag has that gorgeous G metal hardware on it. It's slightly different, but in terms of the size and the structure, it's pretty much like this. So I thought, I'm going to get these two bags, and I'm going to try them out for the next few months, you know, maybe December, January, and see if I actually use them. And if I don't, I've only spent £90 on both of them, and it's not so much of an investment like the Gucci bag. So I really wanted to show you these two bags because bags are something new in my life. I was often scared to wear a bag because I thought it was very feminine, but these days I'm going to a lot of events, meeting new people, a lot of people who are much younger than me, Gen Z, who are very cool, and there's some really cool straight guys, gay guys, who wear handbags, whether they're men's or women's, and they rock these bags. So I thought, I'm not going to care. If I want to have a bag to carry my things, a beautiful leather bag, then I'm going to have them. So I just thought that I would share these two bags from Mango because they are quite elegant, sophisticated, timeless, and they're a great, great price at £45 each. So yeah, I'm going to try out these for the next few months, and then if I use them a lot, if they work for my lifestyle, then I will think about getting the Gucci bag. So the Gucci bag comes in this colour and it comes in black, so I need to decide which one I want to get because I definitely can't have both. And this will be a little New Year treat to myself once I've paid my tax bill. So I need to, and that will be, oops, that's another great thing. I will see which one I use the most. So I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was a great little tip. If you are thinking about splurging on a luxury, my advice is to try and find something similar. You probably can. With most of these bags, there are, you know, inspired by pieces or dupes, and you can try them out and see if they work for you. I love these bags. They're so beautiful. So yeah. So I think I'm going to go to Jeffrey's Interiors. It is one of my favourite stores here in Edinburgh. It's a unique, independent boutique in a gorgeous little town called Stockbridge. It's about 10 minutes walk from here. And Stockbridge is a beautiful place. It's more for local people. You don't really get that many tourists going there. The tourists tend to stay in the old town, where there's a lot of touristy shops and things to do, but they don't usually tend to wander down the hill to Stockbridge. It's local people. If you go there at the weekend, on a Sunday, they have a gorgeous farmer's market where you can buy your vegetables for the week, fresh fish, artisanal chocolates and things like that. And then they have boutiques where you can buy cheeses, wines, beautiful skincare, unique clothes. So Jeffrey's Interiors is one of my favourites, and I know that they have decorated for Christmas. So I want to go and have a look there and see if there are any bits of inspiration, things that I might want to get for my own Christmas decorating now that I'm thinking of going down this route of having a Christmas tree in a pot. So I'm going to head down to Jeffrey's Interiors and have a look what they have. So I will show you around when I get there. Well everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and found it fun and interesting. Please do let me know what you think about my idea for the Christmas tree in a pot. I'd find that very, very helpful and useful. As I said, I love your opinion. So yes, please do let me know what you think. I wish you all a lovely, lovely rest of the week, a lovely weekend, and I'll see you again on Sunday. But until then, do take care. Bye.